Sechta Bava Basra Daf Kuf Ayin Gimel Amud Aleph. We're starting from the top of the Yomit. Yesterday we concluded, the Gemara concluded according to our Mishnah from a diuk that everybody agrees that we're not concerned that a star choiv that one of the Yisman Shimons have that is not his and really fell from the other. No, it's very unusual for that to happen, and that's how we medayik from the Mishnah. And now we're going to find the Bryce that says the opposite. The Tanya, only this that we learned in the Bryce. We learned in the Bryce that says just like one cannot pull a star, one Yisman Shimon cannot pull out a star against the other Yisman Shimon, nor can others come with a chayv against any of these Yisman Shimon, nor can they go and collect from others. Versus our Mishnah said, since we're not chayshish, that the shtar chayv is not his, they could collect from others. And this what Isa says you can't. But what are they arguing about? They're arguing whether the words of a star, by just giving it over, is it a kinyan or not? Tana the Don Saba, our Tana of our Mishnah holds, Isis Nikas Bimsira. The Isis are kind of Bimsira, that even though the Malva's name is not the same, but it's kind of because the other Malva gave it over to him. Same thing here with the Yisman Shimon. It's possible that one Yisman Shimon gave it, even if you were chish, doesn't belong to this Yisman Shimon. It could be that this Yisman Shimon was makneh to the other Yisman Shimon. But the other Tana, the Tana of Al-Brais, Tana B'ra means the Tana of Al-Brais holds Ein Isis Nikas B'Msira, and that the Isis are not kind of by just giving over the star that the Malva should be able to collect with it. Maybe it was only given to him as a Bikadin. If you want, I can tell you another answer. The Kul Yama Isis Nikas B'Msira, everybody agrees Isis is a Kinyan by giving over the star. Over here they have to bring proof that the star was he was makneh to him to be able to collect the chayiv. Tana the Tana of Al Mishnah holds Sava, the star ain't tzarich. By a star, you don't have to bring proof that the star that you're holding on is yours, that you should be able to collect. And it was given to you it was given to you even though it was given to you, you don't have to bring proof that it was given to you. It was the old Malva was makneh to you. Tana B'ra, Tana B'ra says how that the person who's holding on to the star has to bring a raya that the old Malva was makneh to him, and it wasn't just given to him as a pikadin. The Hitma that we learned, Isis Nikas B'Msira. So the Gemara brings the machlekes of Amarayim in this din that Isis is Nikas B'Msira. Abaye Amar Tzarich Lahavi Raya. Abaye says he has to bring a raya that he was clean of this star. But it's Lahavi Raya. And Rava says that he doesn't have to bring a raya. Abaye said, but no, Allah. From where do we learn this out? The Tanya that we learned in the Bryce Ech Ben Achim, that one of the brothers that was inheriting together with the other brothers the nechassim of his father. One of the brothers pulled out a star, and he says, this star, either my father gave it to me or you guys gave it to me, that I should be able to collect the chayv before they divided the property, the nechassim of the father. This one brother who comes with the star and says that the star chayv is his, it's upon him to bring proof that he's the sole owner of the star chayv. My love, isn't it then not? The same thing applies that even when it's not krayvim, that somebody who comes to with a star chayv, that he would have to bring a raya that it's his star chayv. Rava says no, it's nicht raya. Shiny yachen. Brothers are different. It's a derech for brothers to grab from one another. Therefore, by brothers, the twist a star in one of the hands is not a proof that the star is his when he's holding on. Just because he's holding on to it, it's no right, because it's possible that between the brothers, one grabbed it out of the other. The others say that the Amar Rava said And the raya is the opposite. But no, I mean, love. Where do I know this thing, the Tanya that we learned in the Nachim, that one of the brothers, meaning the Rabbi was saying, from where do I know that you don't have to bring a raya? So he learns that you don't have to bring a raya. He's now going to bring a raya that you don't have to bring a raya. Versus Abaya that holds that you do have to bring. You're going to have to bring a raya. From where do I know that you don't have to bring a raya when you're holding on to the shtar that it's yours? Tanya, we learned in the same case as before. One of the brothers, between the brothers who are inheriting the chasma, the father was pulled out a shtar. He pulled out a shtar before they divided the property. And he says the shtar the father gave it to him or the brothers gave it to him. I love raya. It's upon him to bring a proof that this shtar is his. Achin, who the shamtmadari? It's only brothers from this Bryce's mashma, only by brothers, which is the derech to chap from one another. That brother who came up with the shtar he has to bring a raya. But in the case with people who are not krevim, they don't have to bring a raya that the shtar that they're holding is theirs. Abai will say, really, you do always have to bring a raya. And Achin Itzchalei, the Braisa had to teach us a chiddush by Achin. I would have thought to say, keep the Shamt Ma'adodi, since it's a derech for brothers to grab from one another. Eimam is Zahiri. I would have said that the brothers are careful from one another to make sure that it doesn't get grabbed away, and therefore, if a brother comes with a shtar chayv, he does not have to bring a raya, because they were watching over him, and obviously he didn't grab it. Kamash Malan comes the Bais and teaches us, even in the case of Achim, he'll have to bring a raya. How much more so by people who are not craving by strangers, for sure they would have to bring a raya. Early on, you might have brought down the machlekes between the Mishnah and the Bais and the Geyat to Ashtar, which was in it was written Yisman Shimon, and there was another Yisman Shimon in the same city. So the Gemara brings a different Braisa with a different opinion. The Tanya this that we learned in the Braisa. Shem Shemetzin Hey, just like two Yisman Shimon could be Maitzi Shtachev Alachedim, a Shtachev against others. Kach Metzin Zelazah. They could even pull out a Shtachev against each other. And in our Mishnah we learned that they cannot pull out a Shtachev against each other. What are they arguing about the Tana of our Mishnah and the Tana of Braisa? Why does Braisa say that one Yisman Shimon could pull out a shtar chayv against the other? You have to think about it. They're arguing if the Seif and the Eidim are allowed to write and sign for the Leiva Shtar, but before actually borrowing, he wants to write up a shtar that he's going to be borrowing, it's going to say that he borrowed from a Malva money. So today, when he finds the malva shouldn't have to wait, and he gives the shtar. He has the shtar already produced to give it to the malva. The leva only has to lose by writing such a shtar, but he wants the shtar to be written for his benefit that the malva should lend him the money right away. So according to this opinion that says you write such a shtar, Tana Didan, our Tana of our Mishnah, Sava holds that such a shtar could be written even when the mal is not there, and that's why our Mishnah says, and the reason why our Mishnah says that they cannot pull out a shtachev against each other, because we have to be chayshish. At times, one of the Yisman Shimon will go to the Sefer and to Eidim and tell the Sefer to write up the shtar, and they have Eidim sign on it, and he'll say to them, Kislu Shtara. Right, need the shtar chayv. The beating will make me Yisman Shimon chavedi, because I want to borrow from the second Yisman Shimon ubas because we chasmilei, and if they'll write up the shtar and sign it for him, Nikitale, he'll act as if he's the malva now. Turn it around. He told him he's the leiva and he wants to borrow from the other Yisman Shimon. But once they write up the shtar, he's going to make himself like the malva because it says his name, and Ramalei Havli Meya the Yizhaft Minay. And he'll say, give me the $100 that I have this shtar, in which is signed and which was done without the malva. So that's why we have to be cheshish. Tana b'ra. But that's why the Mishnah says they cannot collect from each other if they have the same names. And they live in the same city. Tana b'ra. But the Tana of the Braisa says, in case of shtar live, hey, malva imay. The Tana of the Braisa said you could pull out a shtar against each other, because this shash will never happen, because when it's two Yesman Shimons, we don't allow to write a star to the star for the Levi to be able to borrow from the Malva till the Malva is there with him. When there's two Yesman Shimon in the same city. We learned the Mishnah Mitzlachot, Yesman Shimon. If it was found between his studies, one of the studies that it says, the star of Yesman Shimon that owes me money, Parua was paid up, studies Shneim Paruim. So now this Malva cannot collect because we're going to say both of them are paid because each one will say, I paid it, I paid up. Time, the whole reason is the Nimsa. The Mishnah is the reason why the Malva cannot be given from either of them. That when it says Parua, because each one could say, I paid up. Because you found a star that says it was paid up. Yes, mentioned paid up. But what's if he didn't find such a star? Matzi Mafik. Then the Malva could pull out the star against them and collect. But we learned in the Reish of the Mishnah that no other person can come, outsider cannot come and collect from any of them. So what? It has nothing to do with having a receipt that a star that says that they paid. Even without that, they cannot collect because each one could say, "Listen, I'm not the one who borrowed from you." It's talking about that they added a third generation, like it says Yisben Shimon ben Naphtali in one, and then in the other one it says Yisben Shimon ben Reuven. They had different names in the third generation. So that's why when it's written that it was Parua, so therefore if it was not found, then the Malva could collect because it's two different Yisben Shimons. And if it was found, he cannot collect. So he says, if you wouldn't have found the star, which is written, the Malva could collect from the Yisman Shimon that the Chayv is written on his name. It says Ben Naphtali, so you know exactly which one to collect from. In fact, let's look at the receipt where it says Parua. Let's look who the third generation is, which is different than the other Yisman Shimon. And we'll know that only that Yisman Shimon's Chayv was paid up and the other one wasn't. We go up to the third generation when it's a star Chayv, but not when it's a receipt. Abaya says this is the kavanah of the Tana. Nimtza, if the receipt was found in the Shus of a Leiva ben Shtareis between his studies, in which it's written Shtar Shal Yisman Shimon Alai, that the star Chayv of Yisman Shimon that I owe him Parua, it was paid, and he borrowed from two Yisman Shimons. Studies shall Shneyem Peruyim. Then we say automatically both of them are considered as paid up because he doesn't know which one. Ketzad Yasu. So the Gemara says, how should we do it so that we shouldn't make a mistake between the two? Yishaleshu. We should go up to the third generation. That's what the Mishnah says. And the Mishnah says, and if the name of the third generation are similar, then write the simon. That one is the tall one is the short one is the black one is the red one. One is so says the Gemara. Tana, we learned in the Brayso, if we go up and the Gemara says if the simanim are the same, then write if one is a kain, write is a kain. But what's the name kainim? If both are kainim, yichtlu, then write. Then go up another generation till you find that it's different names. If one says to his son, one star between my stars are paid up, I don't know which one is paid up. Stars kulam peruyim. Then the minig is all the stars are going to be considered as all paid up because each Levi Ketaina that his star was the one that was paid up. And you don't want to have a problem, Chas V'Shalom, collecting somebody that you're not supposed to be collecting from. If two Shtari Chayv were written out on one person, and only one of them were paid, so Hagadol Parua, the bigger Chayv is considered as paid up, Parua, and the smaller Chayv is not considered as paid up. So He says the star, your star that is in my hand, is paid up, and the Malva has two studies. Hagadol Perua, Vakatne Perua. We say the star that he has is he paid up the big chayv and not the small one. If he says to him, your chayv is that's in my hand, is paid up, that's what he says. He says in general chayv, then we say all the studies that the Bava has on the Leva, Kulam Peruyim are all considered as if it's paid up. So when he says that he has a chayv, that if the Mala says that chayv lecha b'yadi, your chayv in my hand is paid up, then since he said it in a general term, that means all the studies that the Mala has on the labor are all paid up. Avinu said to Rabbi, only now, and he doesn't say which sada was my field is sold to you, and he doesn't say which one. So then we say the bigger field was sold to him. And if he says the sada that I have is sold to you, so then you're going to say all the sadas are sold to him. Just like when he said by chayv in a general term, so when he says sada means, which it could mean many sadis. The word sada can be explained not only one sada, but all the sadis. You can say all the sadis are sold. And if you want to hustle there by Malva and Leva, Yad Balashtar al Tachturna. The one in the Malva who has the star, the Yershim had the star, has lower hand because he already agreed that some of it is paid up. So the star has a shvachkeit. And also, when it comes to the field, he's a muhsik. It's Yad al Tachturna. When it comes to Mechira, the Mech is the muhsik in the Chasim, which are in the suffix. So he's the Yad al Aliyana, and the Loikech has to bring a raya. How many sadis were sold to him? Sagt the Gemara, Hamal es Chavir al Yidei Sagt the Mishnah, Hamal es Chavir al Yidei one of them sells, relents his friend to a guarantor, you put him in Arif. He should not be paid from the Arif. And even the Malva said to the Arif at the time of the Halva, I'm lending you money, I'm an Ashka, I put him in me shared. So the Malva made a tonight with the Arif that he should be able to collect from him when he wants. So meaning that he should be able to collect from the Arif without going to the Leva first. He put him in the Arif. Then he can be paid from the Arif first. That if the Leva has Nechasim, Ben Kach you put him in the Arif. Then we say either way, he doesn't get paid from the Arif first. Rather, he go to the Leva first. Even in the case where he says, on the condition that I'm going to get paid from whom I want, he still has to collect from the Leva if the Leva has Nechasim. So the Rabbi Shimon Gamil say, one who's an Arif for a man, for the Ksuba, for the man who's getting married to the woman, and the man didn't have money for the Ksuba, so the guarantor the guarantor says, the Arif says, I'll be the Arif for the Ksuba, and then the husband got divorced. Yadidano, he has to make a neder, the Baal has to make a neder, hana, that he's not going to be able to take her back. Why? Because Shema Yasser, Knunya, maybe he's going to make, the husband and the wife will make a trick. They'll get divorced and they'll force the other to give him the chasim. And now that the husband will have the chasim, then Yah says and then he'll take her back as a wife. That's why we make him a neder that he cannot. We make him make a neder that he's not going to take back the wife in order to be able to have enough of these nechasim. In fact, my time, what is the reason that the malva cannot be paid from the arev when the lev is alive? If the lev doesn't have what to pay, the Mishnah says that you go to the lev and you don't go to the arev. Rabbi they both say, because the arev could say to the malva, Gavra shlimt li, you gave me a person, and I only guarantee the person that will pay you back. So I'm returning you this man, who we took case chayvis for to find somebody, and he's the person that is responsible to pay back. I found you a person responsible to pay back. Nachman, high dinah the pasay. This is the dinah of the pasay. That's how they do it. that they don't, that the Arav is not mischayiv and guarantees on the chayv itself. He guarantees on the person. We go after the Arav to collect for him the chayv, even when the leiva has nechasim. They could pay back from the chayv. So what are you saying that he could say that he didn't guarantee on the chayv, meaning that he guaranteed the person. That you want to say originally, he only guaranteed the person if the person dies or he runs away, then the malva could collect from the arev. But it says it's not true. He was mischayiv himself on the chayv because and what do you say? Here's the arev. Here's the person. I guarantee the person. Here's the person. So Rav Nachman asked the shaila. This is the din of pasay. So the Gemara asked, how did Rav? No, in Persia they say you can go after the arev for the chayv, even when the leiba has nechasim. Only this is the kavanah of the Gemara in the Hira of the Mishnah, similar to the Piski din of pasay. Beit din of the pasay in the bezna of pasay lo yavid time al milsayu. They don't give reasoning in what they say. That they don't give any reasoning behind why would the mal be able to collect from the Arav without going to the leiba first. Allah Rav Nachman, Ma'ilo you put him in the Arav, lo yitva Arav etchila. What does it mean that he cannot collect from the Arav? It means that he cannot collect from the Arav to begin with. Tanya Nabe Hachvi lit Nabraisa similarly, Amal is Chaveri Ayidei Arav. One who lends his friend through an Arav, lo yitva Arav tchila. He shouldn't collect from the Arav first. But what's if the Mala said, I'm going to collect, he told the Arav that I can collect from whom I want, you tell me Arav tchila, then he can go and be tavei from the Arav first. From where do we know from the pasuk Arav the Mishtabit that Arav is Mishtabit to be his Mishtabit his chayvus, that if the Levi doesn't pay that he'll pay. How do you know that these chayvus can be done without a kinyan? Says like we find that Yehuda said to Yaakov about Binyamin, he says, Yehuda said, I will take responsibility over Binyamin, and Yaakov, you'll come for me for any tightness. So Yaakov explained, accepted it. Rav Chizda said, "Hakablanasi." There with Yehuda, that's a avos of kablanas. The chesiv, like it says in the pasuk, no, he said, the word no is given to me. Al yodi v'ani ashivanu, and I will return him. No is a lashon for kablanus, and kablanus is much stronger than arvos. Kablanus, you can go lechatchila even to the ariv, and even if the leiva has nechasmi, you can go lechatchila to the kablan. So it's a much stronger category. You have no raya for arvus that it's that there's a shibud of arvus is chayvus of arvus without a kinyan. Rather, Rav Yitzchak says from this we find is chayvus of arvus even without a kinyan. Lekach big day. He says take the beged of the arv ki arav zar, because he was a guarantee for a stranger. And for the stranger, take a mashkin from the Arav. It says also it says in one of the psukim, the previous psukim, my son, if you accepted the Arav to Yechava, to kait lazar kapelcha, meaning you stretched out your hand, and you have to stretch out your hand and pay him back. Or if with your words you were slandered or spoke to your friend in a bad way or degraded him, so you shall do to save yourself from these two matzavim that you got into. Since you came, meaning into the palm of your friend, go and take care of it. And your friend should rule. Meaning, if meaning that you took arvis, you guaranteed money, hatalei pieces yad, meaning open up your palm and your hand to pay back. Bim lav, and if you weren't chai money, only rather you insulted him, Harbi Alavreim, send many of your friends to ask Mechila on your behalf. Meima had said, Arav the Mishtabit, this din, that Arav is Mishtabit himself for the Chayiv, he takes responsibility for the Chayiv when the Levi doesn't pay. Machlik Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Yosi. It's a Machlik of Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Yosi. Rabbi Yosi Yama Asmachta Kanya. According to Rabbi Yosi, Asmachta, meaning that he gave us his chayvus not thinking that the Levi will never pay. Arav Mishtabit, then Arav is Mishabit himself. Even just it's Asmachta, and even though he didn't really mean it, he didn't think it'll ever happen. Rabbi Yehuda Dama Asmachta Leikanya. But according to Rabbi Yehuda, who says Asmachta is not a Kenyan, Arav Le Mishtabit, the Arav is not Mishtabit because he didn't really, in reality, take his chayvus because he did it because he thought for sure the Levi would pay. Abash said to Amima, we find on a daily basis that Asmachta Leikanya, that Asmachta is not a Kenyan, and the Arav Mishtabit, and we pass him by Arvus, it is his chayvus and he has to pay back. Rather Ravashi answered, but who I know the Kamahemen lay. With that I know, when the Malva sees when the Arav sees that the Malva is Machshiv, this Arav, and that's the only reason why he's lending the money, so he gets enough, the Arav gets enough from it. With that I know, with that I know, he was Mischayv himself, and he was Mishabit himself as an Arav to the Leva. Arav for the Leva to the Malva. We learned in the Mishnah, if the Malva said to the Arav Bishas Mat Nalva, I'm lending this money, on the condition that I can pay. I get paid and from the Arav even right away without going through the Leva. The Chacham didn't learn that this nai of that the Malva can collect from the Arav first. Only if the Leva doesn't have properties. But if the Leva has kakayis, you put him in Arav. He shouldn't go and collect from the Arav first. But it says in the Sefer, Rabbi Shimon Gamil says, if the Leva has kakayis, you put him in Arav. He shouldn't collect from the Arav first. Meklal, we could imply and learn out that Tanakama Sava leishnahachi. The Tanakama will hold it doesn't make a difference. Even if the Leva has nechasim, he can go directly to the Malva. So the Gemara explains the words of the Mishnah differently. And with this we're going to answer the words of Rabbi Yochanan. It's missing, and we have to understand the Mishnah like this. One who lends mice to his friend through Arav, he shouldn't collect from the Arav without going first to the Leva. If the Malva said to the Arav, I'm lending the money on the condition that I could get paid back from whom I want, you put him in Arav. He can go and go to the Arav without trying to collect from the Leva. When we say he can go to the Arav without collecting the Leva, only when the Leva doesn't have any nechasim. But if the Leva has kakos, you put him in Arav, he shouldn't be able to collect from the Arav. But if he was Arav Kablam, even if the Leva has nechasim, you put him in a Kabla and he can go directly to the Kablam. Rabbi Shimon Gamil argues, and he says, if the Leva has nechasim karka, you put him in. Even if he's out of Kablan, he cannot collect, the Malva cannot collect from out of Kablan, he has to go first to the Leva. In every place where we learn Rabbi Shimon Gamil, in a Mishnah, the halach is like him. Chutz, may Arev, except for this case where he said that an Arev Kablan, and if the Leva has nechasim, you cannot go to the Arev Kablan first. The halach is not like him, rather like the Tanakama, you can go to the Arev Kablan first. But Tzidain, Ura Ayarachena, and the Tzidain is referring to the Gemara, the machlekes of Tanoim, that with a get that was given in the city of Tzidain, and Raya Achen and the Mishnah of Sanhedrin, over there was two machlekes between the Chacham and Shimon Gamil, but again to Raya that the Baldin brings l'tevase after the Psak Din. Rabbi Yochanan Paskins, the halachas like Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, only been negayed to the first machlekes, but not the negayed to the last machlekes, which you have to look in the Gemara in Sanhedrin.